This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Welcome back to another episode of Know Waco. This is your host, Debbie. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Know Waco. I'm your host, Debbie, and today we don't have a special guest here in the studio. Today, it's just me here to tell you guys that we're celebrating our big 200th episode. That's right, 200 episodes. If you didn't know, February is our birthday month. It's also my birthday month. So we take the whole month to celebrate. We'll be having some amazing giveaways. There'll be some fun things we're going to be doing on our social media, some polls, all kinds of exciting things. So if you're not already following us, make sure you are at Know_Waco. That's KNOW_Waco. We're going to have so many exciting things coming up here in the next year. And really, this is just an opportunity for us to look back and reflect on the last 4 years of Know Waco. That's right. If you would have told me that I would be doing this for 4 years, I would have not believed you. It has been amazing seeing this journey and how far we've come, shout out to amazing Rogue Media, how far Rogue Media's come. We've only moved locations like 4 times. So, that was expected with that. And thankfully we are now in our current studio here in the Alico, and we are thriving. One of the cool things that we've been able to do is meet so many amazing community members, artists, creatives, really anybody doing anything in Waco. And this podcast has been able to grow so much since then. We're about to hit, I think, 3,500 followers on Instagram, which is absolutely crazy. If we hit 4,000, hopefully by 4 years, maybe into February, that'd be great. But we'll see. Go ahead and go follow us again. I'm probably just going to tell you guys thank you and, just come and support and listen to us. And again, if you tune in every Friday to listen to an episode of Know Waco, you guys are the real champions here. First, we're going to take a little walk down memory lane. If you started this episode with our normal intro, I'm sure you guys are familiar, but if you're not familiar, we're going to take a blast into the past with our old intro, which some of you might be familiar with, and some of you might not. Insert Wayne's World flashback sequence here to our old jazzy intro. Take it away. Hello, and thank you for tuning into KNOW Waco. I am your host, Debbie, here to help you get in the know about Waco. And we're back. So that was an amazing blast from the past. We really tried to go for a jazzy radio 1940s, 1930s fireside chat kind of vibe. My first episode was Know Waco. It was about outdoor marathons and events happening in the community. I think it was only like maybe 10 minutes long, which is absolutely crazy now that I've had episodes that go almost an hour long. But I was just literally reading off a list of events that was happening in the community. And the whole purpose was to get people involved and get people to go out in our community and just spend time with each other and find a way to connect and create community. Now, if you can do the math, 4 years ago, do you know what happened in March of 2020? That's right. It was a pandemic. So we had a few episodes that were very interesting where we talked about staying at home and social distancing.
Last but not least, Sandera Provisions is hosting the Stand Together live stream. This is going to be a rad live stream concert on March 28th that goes to benefit those affected by COVID-19. This event's in partnership with Waco Acts Co. This is such an awesome event that will give back to our community and can help out some of our local small businesses too. Thank you for tuning into this week's podcast. This is your host, Debbie, signing off. Now that you know, go! Just go, Waco!
You are going on a run.
This has been Rogue Media Network Podcast.
So that was very interesting, starting a podcast about community events when there were, in fact, no community events going on. But it still was really nice getting to, let people know what was going on and, again, still supporting each other even in a virtual time. Now, of course, fast forward, the world did begin to reopen, and I actually had my very first guest on the podcast. Shout out to my amazing friend, Rhiannon with Mrs. Charming. Mrs. Charming is a earring company here in town. I know this was, again, probably 4 years ago when she came on the show, but she was a really good friend at the time. We had actually worked together at HEB, shout out. And it was so crazy because we were starting these entrepreneurial journeys and starting these artistic endeavors, and we had no idea what was going to come out of it. And Rhiannon, she still makes her earrings. She's still doing her thing. We talked about Black Daisy. Shout out Stephanie. There's been so many opportunities for people to find out what was going on in the community.
This episode is going to be spotlighting the grand opening of the Wicked Hair Studio and Black Daisy Boutique Shop happening this weekend on the 11th. And this is our first ever guest speaker episode here with my dear friend Rhiannon, who's going to be a vendor at the event. The doors will open for the Wicked Hair Studio and the Black Daisy's second location in downtown Waco on Saturday, July 11th. Their grand opening will be from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., so come out and celebrate the salon reveal and come treat yourself with a little shopping. The first 15 customers to make a purchase will get a free swag bag. You can enjoy their signature cocktails, and Milk Bottle Cookies will be there selling the most delicious cookies that you've ever been in your mouth, ever. Anyone that makes a purchase of $75 or more will be entered into their grand giveaway for a $50 Black Daisy gift card and a free cut by Jessica. Now we're going to go ahead and throw it over to Rhiannon and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Rhiannon, owner of Miss Charming Jewelry. I've been making jewelry for about 2 years now, and I'm in Black Daisy's 2 locations, and I've got an Etsy shop.
All right, awesome. And are you looking forward to this grand opening this weekend?
I am very excited. Any exposure for artists is a great thing, especially locally owned small businesses.
And I've had hundreds of people since then. Well, not hundreds. We're only on episode 200, but we've had a lot of amazing guests on the show. And if you know anything, the first question I ask is, what brought you to Waco? Or are you a Waco native? And honestly, that answer has been so diverse. One of the first questions we ask all of our guests is, what brought you to Waco, or are you Waco natives? What's your Waco story?
So I actually grew up in Waco. I lived in Waco for forever. Probably, I want to say I moved to Savannah, Georgia when I was 23. I don't know, somewhere around there. But I've lived in Waco for a really long time. And went to school here, everything. I moved to Austin for a little bit, and then I moved to Savannah, Georgia. And I'm at McKinsey in Savannah.
Yes, and I was living in Savannah at the time. I was working at a coffee shop. I was also working at a cupcake shop, which she got hired at.
Full circle.
And the owner there, everything about that whole story is amazing anyways. But yeah, we were working at a cupcake shop, met each other there. And then the whole time that we were there and we were together, she was getting messages all the time. It was like, can you do a custom order for this? And they're in Waco. And he would be like, can you come back? And we literally took a trip. We took a trip and did a wedding, and we came here. We baked the cake, 3-tier wedding.
Wow.
At one of the locations downtown. I can't remember which one. But we did that, and then hold on, lost my train of thought, y'all.
The rest is history.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So she was getting the messages to come to Waco, and we did. And then I went from a really small town. So the really small town that I'm from, I moved when we visited here. I was like, I could live here, and so I was like, why don't we? Oh, hold on. So the owner sold the cupcake shop that we worked at, and it just wasn't the same. Yeah. So then we were like, why don't we go back to Waco, and you can take these orders. And then that's how that happened. So then we came here, and we moved into the apartment complex that we picked, and that's where Trish comes in.
Yeah, so I moved here with my property management company back in 2017 to be a property manager here. And on my first day here, I met Mackenzie. She walked into my office and I sent her home because I was unprepared for her. But I've been living here since December 2017, and I've pretty much been friends with them since I got here. So
Yeah, and so Trish and I like to thrift a lot, and we're really into that. And we used to just go thrifting like on our lunch breaks all the time. And it kind of turned into like a really big thing, and we had all this inventory and like clothing and stuff. And we were like, we were like, we should do some markets. And actually, Stephanie from the Black Daisy was the one.
Happy birthday, also.
Yes, she was the one who told us that we should do Eastside Market, and that was the first time we did that. And
Shout out Eric.
Yeah,
Shout out Andreas.
and it was so successful. We had so much fun doing it, and we did them. I think it was the year that they had them like twice.
And that's how I met you. Yes.
Yeah, and that's how we met you. That's how we met so many great people. And then we just kind of kept going from there.
Yes, I love that. But yeah, and the answers have been so diverse. It really just represents how many amazing people there are in our community and how many people I've got to talk to. And even through everything, it's so amazing to see the connections that people make and how similar their stories really are, and how really all they care about is impacting our local community and really getting involved. That's our whole goal here at Know Waco, is to get people active, engaged, and looking for ways to meet people, and again, do things in our community and know what to do, where to go, where to eat, all the fun things. Know Waco, I always tell people it's, the who, what, when, where, why, what's going to be going on, how can I get involved? This show has really grown out of a community need for this kind of community. And again, 4 years of it has been absolutely amazing. Now, I'm sure there's been a few times whenever things have gone a little wry, or if we've had a few bloopers on the show, we normally try to edit them out. But really, we're just having a good time.
Yeah, and I know you guys have already talked about this, but what is something you would like to do, or what is a goal you guys have by the end of the year?
Out.
That. From locals to newcomers, the stories of Waco have really shaped our community and have truly had an impact on me. It's been beautiful to get to see all the representation and diversity of our community.
And I guess for me, it's all about building community. That's my biggest thing. I feel like we kind of started Lavish and Sunburrows because we just wanted to escape. We want to give our employees, we have an incredible team that we've hired, and they're incredible. And so we want to give them the true, work-life balance. We want them to be able to experience life and not have to, hustle and grind themselves, and we can give something back to them.
I love that.
And so, we're here.
I love that.
Yeah.
And, being business owners, it's hard because you're responsible for other people as well.
That's right.
And the whole entrepreneurship journey, like we were talking about, it's up and downs all the time. So you never know what to expect.
You never know.
You never
so we
know.
just have to roll with the punches and everything, and just keep everyone, level-headed, and just keep ourselves level-headed, and stay strong.
Yep.
I love that. One of the biggest things I normally ask is, what would you like to see more of in Waco? And the answers have been amazing. Everything from I-35 getting fixed to even a Trader Joe's downtown. But some more hard-hitting answers have also been given through our community.
One of the first questions I love to ask when we get back from break is, what is something you would like to see more of in Waco? I know we've already talked about how we're kind of a nutrition desert. We don't have anything like this. What is something you would like to see more of?
Yeah, I think, we talk about being part of a solution. The food systems in our country are not working great for everyone. And while we know we're not the only answer, things like what Salad and Go is doing are what we'd love to see more of in communities across the country, including places like Waco, where access to healthy, affordable, convenient food is available to everyone. And unfortunately, that's just not really the case as things stand right now. The systems that are in place make eating really healthy either really expensive or just difficult to accomplish with a busy life when maybe you have 2 jobs that you're juggling, or you're running children or elders to different places for care. It just becomes very, very difficult. And I think just an understanding of what a person's life is like on a daily basis, and companies that create solutions that fit into those lives, but offer people the opportunity to have the nutrition and the well-being that they deserve. That's what we'd love to see more of. We recognize that we are one solution in a sea change that needs to happen across the board.
I love that. And our journey has been filled with laughter, insights, and the occasional blooper, as I mentioned. But it really is just an opportunity to get to meet people, chat, and have a good time. I just want to thank you all again for joining us on this incredible journey. Here's to 200 episodes of uncovering the hidden gems of Waco and sharing the stories that make this city so special. Cheers to many more years of Know Waco, and happy birthday. Don't forget to go follow us on all of our platforms, social media, Instagram, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Go and leave us a review, please. It's been crazy seeing where we started 4 years ago to where we are now. And if you love the show, please let us know. One of the other things is you can follow us online. We're at knowwaco.com. I try to post blog articles as frequently as possible, which usually is a couple months in between, to be honest. But you can follow our blog there at knowwaco.com/blog. We also have some more interesting things going up on the site. You can always listen to every Friday's episode coming out on the podcast. That will be on the website. You can stream it directly there. And then we will also be, like I said, we're having some amazing giveaways. We usually do a big birthday giveaway towards the end of the month. It's the first Friday in February, so we have so much to look forward to. And as I mentioned, it is also my birthday, so I'll be turning a total of 26 years old. Don't tell anybody. This is a secret between you and me, so we'll keep that on the DL. But we want to make sure you guys know that we're going to have fun. This is going to be a month for celebration. We're going to have some amazing guests coming on these next couple of weeks. I have a big special one coming up in celebration as well. No spoilers, but it is a set of numbers downtown, possibly 1928, if anybody knows what that might mean. But hopefully we'll have some other cool guests that we will get to have on, learn some more stories of people and entrepreneurs in our community who are really just enhancing our local scene. And then we will also, again, just be having a good time and hopefully getting some more articles out. I'm really going to be working on my next project, which is going to be making a list of almost everybody I've had on the podcast to thank. Not only am I thanking you as a listener, but I want to thank all of the guests I've had on. Again, Rhiannon was one of our first guests. Shout out to Kylie and Sean Skellington. They've come on my show. I've come on their podcasts. It's been so interesting to get to see that I've been on all kinds of different podcasts across a couple of years. I've been on an NPR show, which was really amazing, which I never would have thought I had the opportunity to. And now I have Act Locally Waco that we work with. Act Locally Waco is a local nonprofit that basically does the same thing we do here at Know Waco in our mission of getting people involved and, in fact, acting locally Waco. Winky face. And you can go check them out everywhere at actlocallywaco.com. We also have a blog there. And then the podcast comes out once a month for Act Locally.
Hello, I'm Debbie Wright with Act Locally Waco. There are plenty of ways to be active, engage, and act locally Waco.
WACO, knows the world around. Waco, Waco, that's my hometown.
And yes, so now you know where to go and all the things about Know Waco. We're here just to celebrate again, and thank you guys. Don't forget to go follow us, like, subscribe, and whether you're supporting local initiatives, volunteering, or spreading the spirit of community, your efforts shape the heart of Waco. Let's continue to act locally and create positive changes together while getting in the know. Now you know Waco? Go! Just go!
And thank you for having me. Me too. This is super exciting for all of us and Waco customers.
Appreciate your time so
Thank
much.
you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you guys. Here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for letting us be here.
I love you guys. That was great.
Yay, we love you.
So excited.
Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today and coming on the show. Is there anything else you want to share with our listeners?
No, I just want to thank you so much for having me, for helping us spread the word about what we're doing in Waco. And we're excited to be part of the community.
Find us everywhere on all social media platforms, KNOW_Waco. Check us out at roguemedianetwork.com, and we're on YouTube under Rogue Media Network. Check out knowwaco.com.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.